right, so we're here with Steve Saka, Bakersfield Gentleman's Page. This guy. So, Steve, how's it going? Like, how's the show?
Look, I'm sitting here in this chair. I'm sweating. I'm drinking booze. I'm smoking. I'm doing what I do every show. Absolutely not. Fuck all. It's perfect.
That's awesome. Did you happen to have the sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Behind you, last year you had
a blank wall.
Yeah, you had a blank wall. Did you guys get the blank wall back?
No. We threw that in the trash and we replaced it with this much more expensive where you have fake brick on both sides of the wall. Yes. You can have fake brick on both sides if you're willing to pay an extra 2 G's. So yeah.
It's only 2 G's.
Yeah. What the hell, you know?
So what is new and I guess hip for your show today?
We're taking a different tack this year. I feel as though I'm going to get serious here for a moment. It's a very interesting year. I mean, a lot of manufacturers have a lot of new things to offer their customers. And also, I think this year we see more new companies than we've seen in a long, long time. And I decided this year I was going to lay it a little low. I had something ready to go, but I decided to pull it back because I just felt like it was just too crowded a marketplace. So this year what we're focusing on is continuing, obviously growing the things that we have, but also providing some really easy things for our retailers that are these limited production hits in these batches about every 90 days for them. Something that isn't going to actually absorb a lot of shelf space, but also give them something special that's easy for them to sell. At the same time, also satisfying the Dunbarton customer that there's something unique and different and special to try. So we're kind of laying a little lower this year than I think we have in probably some of the more recent years. It doesn't seem to be hurting us, luckily, but who knows?
I was about to
say. At the end of the year when we add it all up, right?
Yeah, you guys are laying low, but your booth is completely packed right now.
Yeah, well, it's all fake. All these people have been hired to be here. We give them $20 to just stand here for an hour. Yeah, that's the way it works.
Oh my gosh! All right, so I know that you gave me the Bewitched. The Bewitched is new, correct?
Yeah, the Bewitched just started shipping to our retailers a month ago. It's the next release in the Muestra de Saka series. It's actually one of my favorite series because it's not a core blend. Every Muestra is an entirely different release, totally different cigar, totally different blend. For your viewers, the word Muestra is the word that we use to ascribe a sample in the factory. When we're making sample blends, those are Muestras, and that's what these are. They're samples of Saka. It sounds kind of pornographic now that I say that.
Yeah, I think that sounded dirty.
Samples, yeah. Well, never mind. Anyways, but this year we're doing the Bewitched. I really like the Bewitched. It's kind of a strange cigar because it's in the middle, and being in the middle is rarely a good thing. But it's really smooth and it's really creamy and it's really flavorful. It doesn't have anything particularly distinct. I mean, there's a soft spice to it. There's a creaminess to it. There's an earthiness to it. There's some chocolate to it. But none of those notes are particularly loud or pronounced. It's a very balanced, very easy smoking. I find it really a relaxing blend. I really like the Bewitched blend. And in fact, I like it so much that I'm going to start experimenting with the blend in various vitolas and see how well I can get it to translate. Because all of the Muestras are always blended specifically for the vitola in which they're released. But I really like this blend a lot. So I want to spend some more time with it and see where it goes. So I'm excited about that one.
Well, I like that it's box pressed.
Yeah, look, so some you press, some you don't press. I mean, the thing about pressing a cigar is pressing does definitely make a difference in how a cigar tastes. I mean, it affects the combustion rate, and anything you do to impact the combustion rate on any sort of cigar always has an impact on the flavor and has an impact on the strength. So, I did a firm press on this. In Sin Compromiso, I do more of a soft press, except in the Paladin. That one's a firm press. So, yeah, I think the blend works well prensado. I don't think it works as well in the round, but as I start to experiment with the different sizes, maybe I'll find that's not true in the other sizes. I'll always do what I think tastes the best. I'm not locked into it has to be pressed or it has to be this or it has to be that. What it has to be is it just has to be fucking good because I want the fucking money and it has to be good in order to get the money. So
that seems pretty common
it's a very
sense.
simple business model. Yeah, try to make good shit and charge people cash for it. Yeah.
It works for you. I think it looks good on you. All right, so I also noticed that you don't even have a band on this. So you decided to use just a ribbon?
Yeah, we always, on all the Muesters, we just put a foot ring on the end of it. And, you know, it's kind of a trademark of the brand. Again, different strokes, different folks. I mean, I like it. Some people don't like it. The way I look at it is they already gave me the money for it, so why do I care that it still has the band on it to, you know, take a picture of? I mean, I'm talking a lot about money. That's not good. Let's talk about something else. Other news crap we got.
Yeah, so you've got this original bag of poo.
Yes, we have the official Sasquatch poo at Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Yes, this is the only reason you should come to our booth is to get this really bad candy in a bag. Yeah, it is disgusting. Oh my god.
Well,
I'll tell you how it's good though. Yeah, take a tear of it and drop it in an espresso, and it makes a good sweetener for your espresso.
What was the point of making it?
I didn't make it. I bought it. It just, look, it's a trade show. You got all sorts of stupid shit around here. This is just as equally stupid as the next thing. I mean, it's nothing special.
All right.
That's special right there. You see that black box? Yeah, that's the Micala Black. I'm really excited about this. So, Micala is our Connecticut broadleaf brand. And the only thing that I have consistently smoked over the last 3 decades is a particular style of Connecticut broadleaf cigar. It's always kind of been my go-to, my daily. And I used to smoke cigars made by Frank Inesa and Estela Padron. He's the brother of the now passed Jose Orlando Padron of Padron fame. Estela has also gone to the pearly gates, as has Frank. And they ran a factory in Honduras called HATSA, Honduran American Tobacco. And in my early years, they made some of my absolute favorite cigars. And it's like the only thing, you know, you go through phases as a smoker, things you like, and then you kind of fall out of love with them, and then you go to this and you go to that. The only thing I have consistently smoked is this particular style or genre of Connecticut broadleaf. And in fact, when I was at Drew, their cigars were really kind of the catalyst for making Liga Privada. I mean, it was a elevated version of the type of cigars that Frank and Estela made. And then when I started Dunbarton, for me, it was a necessity to have a cigar to replace that, which is Micala. Now, Micala is not a replacement for Liga Privada, so I don't want anyone to take it that way. It is a unique, different blend, but it does still satisfy that itch for me. The Micala Black, though, is probably the closest I've come to the cigars the way I remember them that Frank and Estela made. They had a very particular Honduran tobacco that used to be grown in northern Honduras back in the 80s and 90s at the Estrella farm. And I was able to source the seed that they used, and we started growing it in Hamastran. We did a pilot crop about 3 years ago. And so this is the first Micala that has the incorporation of this particular seed of Honduran tobacco, and I think it's I think it's extra special. I hope other people agree because it's a little pricier than the others because of this unique particular crop that's in it, but it's very full bodied, it's very rich. It's not quite as peppery as the Tricky Traca variation. But it's denser, it's heavier, it's thicker, it's chewier. It's a really, really nice cigar, and I'm gonna release it in the sizes that were my favorite sizes from Frank and Estela, kind of more as a tribute, an homage, copying, stealing, whatever we want to call it. But and one of the sizes I used to smoke all the time was this 7 1/4 by 54 Behemoth, and I dubbed it the Saka Khan. You know, yeah, Saka Khan. Yeah. So when I was enlisted in the Navy, I was stationed on the USS Canoe, and I was on that boat for so long. And I know anyone in the Navy is like yelling at me, "It's not a boat, it's a ship." I know. Chill out there, okay? But anyways, I was on that ship for so long that by my 3rd med deployment, I was so bored that I started qualifying for a whole bunch of different things on the ship. And one of the things I qualified for was to be a junior officer of the deck underway, where you actually got to con the ship. And normally that's something that a second lieutenant coming out of OCS or the academy, that's one of the first things they do. So it was really weird for an enlisted guy to start to become qualified to actually, you know, to actually con the ship. And at the time, Shaka Khan was really popular.
Yeah.
So the guys on the quarterdeck, they used to call me Saka Khan, right? And the name just kind of stuck. So I've always liked the nickname. It's one of my favorite ones. I mean, I've been called Sasquatch. I've been called Saka Khan. I've been called Shithead, but I don't know if that's a good one for a cigar brand. But maybe it'll be a shithead in the future. Well, I already got the original bag of poo, so I'm already working towards it. But I really, really like this cigar. And we're initially going to release it in this one size, and probably next year, assuming the crop, well, the crop's already been harvested from the previous year, but it's currently in fermentation. Assuming that it's ready to go late winter this year, I'll have it ready for the next trade show. But I think probably the next two sizes, I'm probably going to also do in my favorite sizes from back in the late 80s, 90s, just kind of stick with the theme. You know, I like to try to recreate them as close as I possibly can. So I'm pretty excited about that. What else do I got new?
Well, how do you select the cigars that you're actually going to bring to the show? And what do you think about?
I think about a lot of things, and a lot of it's really boring that consumers don't want to hear about. I mean, what you want to hear is about how romantic it is and this and that, but I also have to take the business considerations in. I have to think about how are the retailers going to support it, what works for them in their humidors, what is going to be particularly interesting to consumers. I mean, I put a lot of thought into when we release things. I don't take the make stuff and throw it at the wall and hope it sticks. Look, ultimately you never know what's going to fail or succeed, but you do want to start off in a position where you have the opportunity to be successful. So I try to be very conscientious about what I ultimately release to the market. And the other thing too is everybody has very high expectations. And look, I'm honored that people have those high expectations, but it's also a lot of pressure. So I always feel the need to try to deliver to the best of my ability. So I have to be very, very careful. It's very easy to make something new and throw it in a box and know I'm going to sell 10, 12, 14,000 boxes of it. But if in the end the consumer's disappointed, then really what did I accomplish? I actually hurt myself in the long run. So I have to be careful, you know. And it's the same when I do the limited productions, whether it's Don Derma or Red Meat Lovers or the Barbara Amarillo that just sold out yesterday. I have to be careful because you can fuck things up really, really quick. You really can. You don't want to waste the equity and the good faith that people are extending to you, because listen, everybody works hard for their money and everybody's spending hard-earned cash, and you want to provide them an experience that's worthwhile, and that obligation is on me. And so I try to be very judicious. And I'm not saying that everything I make is going to make everyone happy, because that doesn't exist, but I try to make something in its particular segment that actually has merit, actually has worth, and that there's potentially an appeal for a consumer, whether it be for the mild smoker and sober mesa brulee, or whether it be for the guy that likes something spicier in the tricky traca, or anywhere in between, or even something strange like the Stillwell Star. I mean, this year we're releasing, somewhere on this table is a box. I think it's underneath that one there, Mel. Yeah. We're doing a release of we're doing a holiday series of Stillwell Star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So in the pipe market, people that carve pipes every year, they make custom pipes for the holiday season. And the pipe tobacco blenders make custom blends that are just intended once a year as a release. And I wanted to follow suit in the pipe tobacco cigars. And so we're making the very first of the holiday releases for the end of this year. And I think of the 5, I don't know if this is my favorite, but I really like this one. It's another aromatic, but it's a little bit more subtle than the first one. And also it doesn't have the sweet tip on it this time. I made it without the sugar. And I really like the way it smells. It has that kind of grandma's kitchen holiday baking thing going on, which as a fat guy just makes me drool. So I think that people that I think if somebody wants a sophisticated aromatic, this may be the ticket.
So you do a lot of social media, and you're excellent at it, I believe.
Am I excellent at it?
I think you've got quite a character. How about that? We'll put it.
You know what I think? I think it's just I don't worry about it. I just do me, and I know for some people it sucks, and for other people they like it. And you know, someone once asked me, "What makes someone cool?" It was a question. What makes an individual cool? And I think the best answer I ever heard was from a celebrity, and he said, "What makes someone cool is when they're confident in themselves. If you're confident with who you are as a person, and you're comfortable with who you are, that ultimately, just by being yourself, that's what ultimately makes someone cool." And so I don't know whether I'm cool or not cool, but I do know it's just much easier in life to be yourself, understanding that some people are going to be displeased with yourself, but for the most part, people like people that are genuine and they're authentic, and that just kind of just rings true. And you know, I know it's a buzzword to be authentic, but we all know when someone is authentic or they're not authentic. You get the feel, you get the vibe. And so I just am who I am. I'm a fat, schlubby white dude, and I be the fat, white, schlubby dude, and that's what I do, and it seems to work for me.
All right, so Steve, what final words do you have for us today and the viewers?
Don't eat the Sasquatch poo. It sucks.
Okay.